Okay. Whew. I have just tried to educate myself on exactly what this electoral vote is. The electoral college. What is it? When did it start? Why do we use it? How does the people, the population of this country, America, which I choose not to use United States of America, because this country has never been united. I call it America. I'm an American citizen. I'm not a full American citizen. Every black person in this country is not a full American citizen. By no means. Slavery was abolished December the 13th, 1865. Trump is the president because of our slave ancestors, all who are not alive. Please educate yourself. I am begging the President of the United States, Barack Obama, who is still by law considered 3/5 of a human. The electoral college, the electoral vote, which Bush won the presidency, even though America, the actual people, pushed a button to elect Dole, not to elect him. The button was pushed to elect Hillary Clinton by the citizen of this country, full 100% citizen of this country. The electoral vote, although slavery was abolished, the ancestors of black people in this country, we are only considered as 3/4 of humans. I'm considered by the United States Constitution, because of the electoral vote, as 3/5 of a human. Every black person in this country, if you voted for Hillary, Trump, Johnson, Stein, no one, you're legally 3/5 of a human. This electoral college, electoral vote needs to be abolished right now by Barack Obama. If they want to erase your history as the president off the face of the map out of all the history books, you need to do something. We elected you as the president of the United States. But yet people say you were the president of black people. You were the president of the United States. And we, black people, whose ancestors were slaves here, are only considered 3/5 of a human by the United States Constitution. I am beyond disgusted. It is said, by the lack of knowledge, a people perish. I am way beyond the age of high school. We can only blame what we are ourselves because what we allow, our lack of knowledge. Slavery was abolished in 1865. When it was abolished, the electoral vote should have been abolished because it gave the upper hand to white slave owners. They counted the slaves as 3/5 of a human, which gave the slave owners the upper hand in the political government. They did not consider us humans. We could not vote. We were property. But our property as slaves, the property of slaves, of black people, affected who got elected president. Our ancestors were working in fields, didn't have the right, couldn't vote, couldn't do anything but produce and build this country. And humans, the founding fathers, wrote into the Constitution to give the Southern white slave owner to use black slaves, voting power for the white man. I am sick. Trump and his people have been saying for the last 18 months, black people are going to vote for Trump. I looked for the last 18 months. I listened for the last 18 months when Omarosa, Kellyanne, Corey Lewandowski, the other Kellyanne, Trump said, black people will vote for me. They were not lying. They were not lying. The Electoral College is based on slave ownership. We are still slaves in this country. We aren't free. We are not free. How do they abolish slavery but still keep the Electoral College? We can go and push all the buttons we want. Then you got governors who go in and redraw the lines. Redraw the districting lines. We hear that, but don't put it together. Why do you have to put on your voter registration application what your party is, what your race is? And they say your vote is your secret. Your vote is not public unless you choose to make it public. They want to know so they can go and have the governor. And if you got a Republican governor, redraw the lines. We got an uprise of blacks in this county. Let's redraw the lines. We got a uprise of Democrats, be they white, black, Hispanic. Redraw the line. We are being duped in this country. Dumbing down of America has elected Trump. My vote, my citizenship, where I live, the fact that I have to say that I'm black on my voter registration, elected Trump. It don't do any good that slavery was abolished when the electoral vote still exists. This isn't something new that started in the 21st century. This was instituted when slavery was in practice. Because the Southern slave owner said, I want my black slaves to have no rights, but I want them to be counted to give me power. We still slaves. Why did Barack Obama get voted then? Because they were complacent and we voted and he got in. But states were redrawing the lines. They was adjusting it. They was adjusting that black people, 3/4 of a human, where they lived. Where they live. Where they live, redraw the line. Thank your governors for that. We got to thank the Republican governors in the states we live in for redrawing the lines based on where black people live, because they still consider us 3/5 of a human. They get on TV and talk about all kinds of shit. But every black person in America, it don't matter if you are a citizen because your descendants were here. It don't matter if you moved here from another country and became a citizen. The simple fact that your ethnicity, your skin color, I don't care if you came from France and you are black by your skin pigmentation, you are considered 3/4 of a human in this country. 3/5 of a human in this country. I am not a full human in this country, but I pay full taxes. That's why Trump got elected. That's why Bush got elected prior. The Democratic candidate had the people's vote, but the electoral vote is in there because slaves were used and counted as 3/5 of a human. They had no idea they was voting to keep them in slavery.